I'm here today to do a demo on the new Titan FlexSpray. The FlexSpray comes standard with the blower motor as well as the standard head. It's attached that easy with a quick bend release, so it's a half turn and then it locks in place. The nice thing about this is a sealed unit. You can get additional standard heads or fine finish heads, and we'll talk about that in a second, for approximately $80, something like that. But it's completely sealed. The only thing that is going through the unit is air itself, and so it's nice that if you're using the same color and you're coming back to it in a couple days, you can just go ahead and leave it in the head, and it's sealed within there. Let's go about showing how it works. So we'll connect the head. You have a few different adjustments. You have your fan, so we can either go as a vertical or turn this, the metal ears, and go to a horizontal. What you want to avoid doing is loosening up that air cap. If you loosen up that air cap, it takes the nozzle away from the needle, it'll start to ooze and your paint will run out. So leave this tight when you turn from horizontal to vertical. You also have another control on the head. You have from a wide fan down to a narrow fan and anywhere in between. We'll show you how that works. Then we have a control on the amount of material. So there's numbers on there, but essentially it goes all the way down to 1 to 12. You know, I think it probably shuts off closer to 4, but I like with this head, it's a slotted head, and where they're trying to go is get production out of this like an airless, which it does, very little overspray. They're not necessarily going after the fine finish of an HVLP. It's mainly for production reasons, so I'd leave that all the way open. If you do turn your volume of material down, you can get a little bit better atomization. Me personally, if I'm looking for good atomization, I'm going to change to the fine finish head. But that's a little secret for you. And then in the back of the gun, now this is a two-stage trigger that you get air, and then you pull back further to get material. But as you can hear, as you turn it all the way down or all the way up. Again, on these coatings, we're trying to do standard 100% on is always what you want. You really do. I'm spraying here today Emerald, Sherwin-Williams Emerald, but straight, no thinning. I've also done cashmere, and it'll do just as well. You know, you can do other coatings, Promar 200, other, you know, quality latex or oil. You can do lacquers with, you can do hot solvents with this. Now with the standard head, because we're looking to put production out there, you know, I don't think you want to get into it. It'll hold up to the hot solvents, but I would think if you're going to your lacquers or your cabinet conversion varnishes, which it'll handle, I would recommend the fine finish head. But to get some speed production, you can do oil-based stains for decks or fences, and you can really get some production. Now that being a thinner product, I could see also dialing down your air, your volume material coming out. So let's show you how it works. First thing, because of this storing, sitting, especially a water-based product, we want to clear the needle, and that's just with the trigger half pulled, it's blowing air. Rub that needle, and that will knock the dry spray away. Alright, so now we're ready to spray. We have it set on vertical with the wider fan. Let's turn it all the way up to complete volume. One of the things I recommend is you want to have a half second before you pull it all the way back. Give a chance for that turbine to blow, but here a half second, we go ahead and we spray. You see we really you can get some pretty good production. See, for doors, That's fast, you know, versus brushing or rolling. Now I can cut my fan down. If I'm cutting my fan down, I would also cut the volume on the material down. But you can see, you're not going to get into that 1/4 inch size fan, but you get pretty darn small for cutting in around items. I'll go to a horizontal. Let's bring that fan back out. Increase the material. You can see for casing, we're doing casing mold. You really can get pretty darn fast. I'm going to go all the way to the largest. And go back to a vertical fan. That is the standard head. Now, this is as easy as changing it out. We can pop that, bend that, pop that off. This is sealed in here. If I don't want to use it for a couple days, few days, no problem. I got to remember to dry that off, but this end is just air. That's all it is. We can pop on. This happens to be the fine finish head. Now this head is a little bit different. I'll show you. It's more like an HVLP head, but all the others are exactly the same. We have a control of material, your fan, back and forth. So you'll see the red is the fine finish. So let's go ahead and clear that nozzle. I happen to have in here now, this is Minwax polyacrylic. It's a water-based finish, but we could do lacquers, we could do conversion varnishes, you know, anything that really fine finish. So for cabinets, now I would say, if my business is cabinet finishing, I would recommend stepping up to a bigger turbine, the 105, 115. You can get production and you don't have to hold the whole unit. But this unit is very well balanced. There's no heavy battery that you're holding on to. It runs a 20-foot cord, so you're not going to be running into dead batteries and that type of thing. So this is all it is when we go. I understand clear is pretty hard to see. I don't know if that would pick up, but that's the finish that you're getting. You know, I wanted to show, if you can see how even of a dispersion that is. You get a nice, even, light spray. You're not getting a chatter from a piston that's going up and down, and you know, you can put a nice light dust on there. So that's essentially what the fine finish head is. I'll show you the heads and a little bit of troubleshooting in a second. Okay, talking about the fine finish head, one thing I want to mention is if we're doing coatings, let's say water-based finish coating with this, we're doing cabinets. Sherwin-Williams makes a Pro Classic latex and a Pro Classic modified acrylic. I definitely would recommend the modified acrylic. The latex works much better when you're brushing, rolling, airless applied. But when you're air atomizing, even with the big turbines, you're going to get a fine powder finish with the modified acrylic if you're using Pro Classic. But that's what you're going to get. You're truly getting, I know you can't see this, but you're truly getting a furniture finish with this fine finish head. Okay, so moving on to the heads itself, what makes them different, and then we'll go into how to clean it up. This is the standard head, and they use a slot design versus the fine finish head. So, the fine finish head, the standard head with the slot, as you can see. Here's what when it is time to clean the gun, here's what you would do. You unscrew that, you pull this off. Now, if you get a little screwdriver, it'll come off easier. But that's, take that, you got to make sure you relieve the pressure first, otherwise it'll come all oozing out of there. And pull this bottom out. Now you can run the faucet all the way through. I don't know if you can pick that up. You can see right through. I would recommend, it comes with a little brush, is cleaning inside there when it's time. But it's that quick. You're not running. You can leave water. You don't have to put oil inside of it. This is all low pressure, non-wear. You know, another question guys will ask, well, how long will it last? I think they're figuring 1,000 gallons before anything needs to be replaced due to wear. So that's all it is. When you put your nozzle back on, make sure you line it up. This is flat, so unlike a round, you got to line up your flat with your flat, but that's all it is. Putting that back on, there's notches on your ear cap that'll line up on there. And let's go ahead and put this on. Now you could tear that whole thing apart, but it's that simple. And then it should be snug, because if you don't have it snug, it's not tight at the nozzle, it'll start drooling out of there. But that's it. I have not seen it, but there is a check valve that's designed to pressurize the cup. But with this design on the bottom, that check valve rarely, if ever, gets clogged with paint. The check valve is designed to let air in and not let paint up. But unlike other HVLP guns, that seems to be a normal cleaning operation, with this gun, it is not. But that is it. I also, I'm going to see if I can duplicate this on doing a on-site. I tried letting a little bit of paint dry on there so we can duplicate some spit and spatter. Let's see if we, when you don't want it to, when you want it to happen, often you can't get it. So let's try this. You still have to take that dry off the end there. There we go. You see how that spits? Let's go ahead and open up our fan. You see that spitting? I'll show you why that spitting is occurring. So, there has been, and it's that dramatic that it's spitting like crazy. First off, we want to release the pressure in the cup so that, and I just unscrewed it by doing that, but, and then we take off our nozzle and our air cap, and you can see right there, that little tiny dry paint that's on there. That's what's causing that spit. So let's go ahead, let's clean that, let's put it back. Put a wide fan. Look at the difference. Just by cleaning that out. So you get a nice finish. You're not going to get a furniture finish with this head, but definitely nicer than a brush or a roller. I don't know if you can pick that up, but it's a nice even finish that you're getting on there. So that is the Titan FlexSpray, and that's it for today.